Hey, so in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a digital broadcast page and secure it with Gravity Forms and Gravity Wiz Submit to Access add-on. I'm also going to add another feature to it, and that feature is validation. So that you can have a registration page where people go and register. And if you want to charge for the event, you can charge for it. So that registration will generate a ticket number. When they go to access the live broadcast page, they will then be asked to enter their ticket number. Once they enter the ticket number in that form, it'll then validate that that is legit ticket number. That way, the only people that can access that broadcast page are the ones who have registered and or purchased a ticket. So if you're interested in creating digital broadcasts or webinars and you want to host those directly from your website and secure those pages, take a look at this tutorial. All right, so the first thing we need to do to get started here is go to the spell book and install some perks. The perks we're going to need are the Unique ID add-on. We're also going to need the Submit to Access add-on, which is the new one, by the way. We'll go ahead and activate both of these. The next one we're going to look for is Notification Scheduler. Here it is. We'll install and activate that one as well. And then the last one we need is Inventory, and we'll install and activate that one. And now we can go ahead and start working on building our forms. All right, so let's start by creating our user registration form. So we'll go to New Forms, New Form, and then we'll go ahead and click on Blank Form. Give our form a name. We'll call it WizardCon 2025 registration, and then create the form. From here, we're going to add our fields. So I'm going to add a name field, an email field, I'll add a phone field, and then I'm going to add the unique ID field, which we'll use to create our ticket numbers, add a product field since I'm going to charge for this event, a total field, and then I'm going to use Square for payment processing, so a Square field. Now let's run through. I'm just going to make these fields required. You can do other modifications to your fields if you like, hide the labels and whatnot. For the product field, I'm going to use a radio button. We're going to name this WizardCon Tickets. I'm going to have 2 ticket options, general admission, and then VIP admission. I'm going to show the values because I'm going to want to add the price to the label. So I don't want the price in the value to mess anything up with conditional logic or anything. So we'll go ahead and just add this to the label. And then we'll also add the price, the product price. Okay, so product is set up now. Next thing we're going to do is go ahead and set up a unique ID field. So this is going to be, again, the ticket number. So this is going to generate a ticket number. I'm going to use a length of 8 characters, create a prefix, we'll call it WC25 for WizardCon 25. So now this will auto-generate a ticket number for each submission. One other thing that we need to do here is set up the inventory so that we don't sell more tickets or more seats than we have. So we're going to use simple inventory. There's a lot of other options you can use within this perk. I'm just going to keep it very simple. So now to actually set the inventory settings, go back into the product radio button choice editor, and you'll have this new field to add inventory. And then we'll go ahead and save the form again. So the form is set up now. The next thing we need to do is create our Square or whatever payment add-on you want to use feed. So we'll create a products and service. It's just one time. We'll use the form total, map the email field. The other fields are already properly mapped. And then we'll save that. And our feed is configured. Now you have the option to set up confirmations if you want. I'm not going to do that in this tutorial. You can also create custom notifications as well. All right, in this next segment, we're going to create a notification using Notification Scheduler. So to do this, I'm going to go ahead and just create a new notification. And the idea is to set up a reminder for the day of the event. So this email will get sent out on a specific day. We'll schedule it to be sent out on a specific day, the day of the event, with access to the event page. So it'll provide a link to the event page, and then their ticket number, so they can use to validate their access in order to get access to it. So I'm just going to fill this out. We're going to add in all the necessary information here. I've pre-created a subject line and a email body text, so we'll just paste that in. And you'll see I'm using the merge tags here. So this merge tag for the name, and then I'm using I've got the link here to the access page where the live event will be playing. And then I have the merge tag for the ticket number, so they can have their ticket number, which they're going to need in order to validate access. So now the next step is down here under schedule. So we've got a couple options. We can send immediately, we can delay it, or we can send it on a date. So I'm going to select a date, and let's just say our event is September 9th. September 9th. So I'm going to send this on September 9th. I'm going to just send it early in the morning so everybody has it before the event. I think the email says it starts at 10. So here I'm going to set this for 2 a.m. And so this will automatically get sent out 2 a.m. on the 9th. So everybody will have their access email before the event. But I can also change this to send the day before, and then set up a repeat so that the notification gets sent again. So let's go ahead and try that. So we're going to set this up daily. It's going to end after one day. Yeah, 1 day. And then so we've got this set up. So I'm going to change this to go out on the 8th. So the initial email will be sent the 8th at 2 a.m. and then the second one will repeat, send it again the next day, and then it will end that cycle. So I'll go ahead and save that. So now we have the notification created to be sent to the user, and with all the details they'll need to be able to access the event. So now we want to go ahead and set up our access form. So we're going to do a new form. We're going to start with the blank one. I'm going to go ahead and name this one WizardCon Access, WizardCon Event Access. It's not really important. Then I'm going to add just a couple fields, a name field, email field, and a single line text field. So this is the form that will be used that they'll have to fill out in order to gain access to the live event page. So they're going to have to enter a ticket number, which will be validated, which I'll show you in the next step and how we're going to make that work. But they'll have to enter a ticket number, and it'll have to be validated against the ticket number they were given in the registration form. So I'm going to just name the submit button, join WizardCon, and save the form, and we're ready to move on to the next segment. All right, so now we're going to go over how to do the validation on the ticket number. So we're going to use a code snippet from the GravityWiz website. And the idea here is we want to make sure that the person trying to access the live event has actually purchased a ticket. So as you saw in the last video, or in the last segment, when we created the access form, we added the input for the ticket number. So now with this code snippet, what we're going to be able to do is we're going to validate that ticket number. So we're going to either have to add this code snippet to our themes functions.php file. Okay, so you'd copy it and paste it into here, or you can use a code snippet plugin like I use WP Codebox, and this is one I recommend because it's super simple. So this is what I'm going to be demonstrating in this tutorial on how to use WP Codebox. But essentially we're just going to have to go over here, and we're going to copy this pre-existing code snippet from GravityWiz, and we're going to paste it in to this editor. So now I can come up to the top and I need to remove this extra code, and I'm going to go ahead and give this a name so I can save it. So we'll just call it ticket number validation, and then there's some settings here, but we're not going to mess with these. We're just going to leave them as the default, which is fine. And then we'll go ahead and save this. Okay, so this code is not active yet, but it is here and ready for us to use. So we need to modify it, and all the way at the bottom, we're going to find the lines of code that we need to change. Okay, so we need to find a target form ID number, we need to find a target field ID, we need to find the source form field ID, and another field ID. So if we go look back at this tutorial, it explains to us what each of these things are. So the target ID, this one is the form ID for the access form. Okay, so the second form we created, the target field ID is for the single line text field within the access form that we're going to be using to enter the ticket number when we go to access the live event. The source form ID, this one is the form ID for the registration form. Okay, so we're going to need to grab that ID, and then the source field ID, this is the unique ID field in the registration form that we're going to need the ID for. So we're going to go ahead and open up our forms in another window, and we're going to start with the form ID for the registration form, and then we're going to enter that down here in source form ID. And then we're going to go back to our forms list page and get the ID for the access form 242. And then we'll go ahead and enter that in here as well. Oh, 243. So now we need to get the field ID from the first form, which is the unique ID field. So the ticket generation field, and that ID is here. And then we're going to enter that into here, to the source field ID. So now we're going to go back to forms, and we're going to go to the access form, and then we're going to grab the field ID for the ticket number. Oops, I forgot to make this required, so let me fix that real quick. And then we're going to grab the ID there, and then we're going to enter it in the target field ID. So there, we've gone ahead, modified our code snippet. It's all ready to go. Now we can also modify this message here. I'm going to just change one word to ticket and save this again. And now I can go ahead and activate it, and it's ready for use when the form is submitted. All right, so in this last segment, we're going to now set up the live video page. So we'll go ahead and edit this page I've already created. I need to add a YouTube link in here. So I'm going to embed a YouTube video. Now, you could do this obviously with other types of players as well, but if you were doing a live YouTube, you could just embed the video in there. And then the next thing we need to do, and then this is using the Submit to Access add-on, so we need to enable Submit to Access features. We need to select the form that we're using to access this content. And then we're going to pop in a message here so when people visit the page, they'll know that they need to complete the form in order to access the event. And I'm going to give everybody forever access, because after they submit the form, they'll have the live event that they can watch, but then they'll also have the opportunity to come back and watch the recorded version as well, since it was done with YouTube. So here's the form from the front end. Now for the next step, we're just going to go ahead and go through a demo here. Fill out the registration form first to purchase our ticket, and then get our ticket number. And then from here, we will be able to go and submit access to the form and see how it works. All right, so I've registering, purchased my ticket. Now I'm going to pop over to my email, And I'm going to get that email with my information right away because I deactivated the notification scheduler just for testing. So here's my ticket number, and here's the link to the live event page. So I'm going to open up that, and we'll see we're gated by this form. So I need to grab this ticket number, and I can come over here and enter my information and enter my ticket number. But what I'm going to do is just to verify that our verification is working, I'm going to remove the last digit and try it. And so you'll see that that code we used is working. So it's not a valid ticket number. So I'll go ahead and enter the actual ticket number and try again. And we should get access to the page. And there it is. So there we have it. There is our setup for the submit to access for the live event.